Thank you very much for your time today. Let's just start with the introduction to the franchise business of programming school for kids. These are the items on the agenda for the session today. We will first introduce our company. Then, we will talk about the current status of programming education, the franchise system, and the application procedure, followed by frequently asked questions and answers, and the video library for reference. Now, let us tell you who we are. The operating company of Tech for Elementary is Exceed Inc. The company name was made by combining each representing letter of the words education, mathematics, and seed in the hope to contribute to anything that has to do with education and sow good seeds for the future. The company was established in July 2011. Through the web strategy projects for Kawaijuku Group as a first task, we strongly felt the social significance of education and so set education and IT as the company's business domain through the perspective of our strength, IT. The representative director, Mamoru Oichi, is a 39-year-old from Hokkaido. He started his career as an Unix engineer and then he participated in startup stage of the Japanese subsidiary of foreign package vendor and worked as a consultant before establishing Exceed. We have 3 core members, starting from the left, Aiko Sawabe, Masashi Takeshita, and Naoki Kodaka. Sawabe is responsible for sales and support for franchisees. She has worked at Recruit and Mext before joining Exceed. Takeshita is a working engineer engaging in system development. He is responsible for developing teaching materials for Tech for Elementary, and he's also running a kids programming club in Sumida Ward. Kodaka is a former engineer, and he's also responsible for the development of teaching materials as well as managing a directly managed school, Manabi no Ie, in Azumino City, Nagano. Next, we will give you a brief overview of our schools. Tech for Elementary, or TFE, started from the workshops held in Matsumoto City, Nagano, and Hiratsuka City, Kanagawa, by a few voluntary members in August 2015. The workshops were participated by nearly 50 children. From this experience, we felt the need for programming classes and started considering opening permanent schools. In order to securely supply the instructors and maintain the quality of teaching, we shifted to franchise chain business using video lectures. As of December 2017, we have 148 franchise schools nationwide. Let us next tell you why we started programming education business. There are 2 reasons. One is simply to share the joy of programming with children, and the second is to provide children with opportunities to become creators themselves and learn a lot. We want many children to experience and learn that creation is difficult but fun through programming. The mission of TFE is to provide as many children as possible with opportunities to do programming. Through programming, we want children to learn to think of their own ideas to realize, work with their own hands, identify the causes of problems, and develop positive attitudes towards trial and error and ingenuity. The vision of TFE is eliminating regional disparities in programming education. Previously, programming classes were available only in big cities. We are hoping to provide programming education to children wherever they are, regardless of their geographical environments. TFE has 4 key features. The first is that it's Japan's only programming school for kids using video lectures. The second is that it's the largest of its kind in Japan with 148 franchise schools nationwide. The third is that there is no need to employ instructors and even non-professionals can open a class. And lastly, we offer business with relatively inexpensive initial cost and royalties. Here, we have statistics of the areas and business categories of participants and franchisees. Tokyo and Osaka are populated cities and therefore have the most numbers of participants. However, we have classes nationwide from Hokkaido to Okinawa. About 80% are offered in existing schools such as computer classes, cram schools, and English language schools. The business category of the owners of remaining 20% of classes varies from sideline business owners and housewives, as well as system development companies with social contribution activities. Here are some examples of our franchisees posted on a web media called PR Table. Next, we will talk about the current status of programming education. Compulsory programming education at elementary schools is already widely spread in other countries. In Estonia, which created Skype, programming education is compulsory from first grade for 12 years, and it is now an IT superpower. In Japan, programming education in elementary schools will be made compulsory in 2020. The curriculum guideline leaves the decisions on each municipality and school to decide how much programming education is to be provided, as it only says at least one programming experience must be included in the period of integrated studies, 5th grade maths construction of regular polygons, and 6th grade science devices using the nature and actions of electricity, etc. Meanwhile, Kashiwa City in Chiba Prefecture introduced programming education in all of its elementary schools in 2017, ahead of the rest. It aims to foster the ability to think logically by making simple games using Scratch within the period of integrated studies. Also, in an elementary school in Koganei City in Tokyo, the principal himself is actively introducing programming education. In the private sector after-school lesson market, programming was the least taken after-school lessons in 2016, but it was actually selected as parents' number one choice of lessons they will require for kids in 2017. We can say that the market needs can be seen as expanding. The number of programming schools is also increasing rapidly with the market needs. This data was published by the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications in 2015. Today, there are almost 150 schools offered by TFE alone. There are three common issues we need to tackle when opening a programming school. The first is the lack of teaching materials, as the commercially available textbooks do not have enough contents to enable systematic and continuous teaching. The second is the lack of qualified instructors. There are not many instructors with experience in programming who can teach children available. The third is the difficulty of gathering students. As the programming schools itself is a new market, we need to consider redirecting parents' attention first. Now, let us introduce the TFE's franchise-style business as a solution to the three issues we just mentioned. Let us first introduce the courses we offer. We have Scratch courses for total 3 years and 8 months of teaching. One course consists of approximately 1 year of teaching, and the curriculum is designed so that ideas and knowledge of programming can be gained naturally as students create games. We also have other courses such as programming in English. Scratch is an educational programming language for children developed in MIT in America. It allows children to create programs easily just by combining blocks. Scratch has almost 20 million users worldwide, and it's a de facto standard of visual programming language. You can also share your project to get connected to the international community. We are currently developing courses other than Scratch courses. We define the smartphone app course as the entry point to learning textual language. We also offer a wide range of other courses, including programming with Minecraft, the kids' favorite, and movie creator course. Our future direction of course development will go beyond just programming. At STEAM School, we will also provide contents which foster children's creativity and ability to think. Here you can view the actual e-learning system and a movie of an actual lesson. All necessary teaching materials are available on the learning management system. We issue an individual account for each student for self-conducted learning. Teachers can concentrate on supporting students who got stuck. The movie teaching materials contain audio commentary. The materials come with instructions on how to handle the display screen and slides demonstrating concepts, which helps students to conduct self-directed study as they pause and play the video at their own pace. The textbook for students consists of student guide containing textbook explanation of video lectures and worksheets which students can write in what they learned in class. These original textbooks will help students looking back on what they learned in the previous lessons. The instructor guide is for instructors to understand the concepts of each lesson before class. As it contains summaries of objectives and points of teaching, even those who doesn't have programming experience can lead the class as long as the content of the guide is read and understood in advance. TFE Front Office is providing support for recruiting students online. We believe advertising on Facebook is especially effective as it allows efficient marketing by targeting particular age groups and areas. We also have promotional materials such as flyers, posters, banners, and pamphlets as tools for promoting student recruitment. These materials are provided in electronics files which can be customized to suit each school. Materials other than flyers can also be purchased on our EC site. We also have Experience Session Kit including materials for hosting sessions to recruit students. Items we cultivated through workshops such as video lectures, instructor guide, to-do list to tick before hosting a session, materials for parents, and questionnaires will be provided to support your session to be successful. TFE offers a members-only community where franchisees can share success cases and useful information, exchange opinions concerning class management to gain advice. The tuition may be freely determined by each franchise owner to suit different circumstances depending on the area and each school, as long as it is more than 3,450 yen per month. The tuition of current schools range between 5,000 to 9,000 yen. Entry fee, cost of course materials, and facility may also be freely determined, as there will be no royalties for these fees. Some schools receive one-off payment as an annual tuition and allow students to learn at home. As long as there is no disadvantages to the students, school, or the TFE front office, tuition amount may be determined flexibly to suit each school's situation. There are two plans to choose from. Initial cost for Plan A is a one-time payment of 130,000 yen, and Plan B is 12 payments of 16,000 yen per month, with total amount of 192,000 yen. The costs include Introduction to Programming costs only. Discount of initial cost based on the shown actions is available to Plan A. Royalties are determined based on the number of students. The amount is fixed to 7,200 yen per month for up to 4 students. Then, 1,800 yen per student will be added for the 5th student and after. This is based on the frequency of lessons up to 8 sessions per month. Royalties for Plan B is fixed to 14,400 yen per month for up to 4 students. Then, 3,600 yen per student will be added for the 5th student and after. This is also based on the frequency of lessons up to 8 sessions per month. You can also offer short-term intensive courses during vacation periods. The students on such courses may be counted as regular students as long as each course covers no more than 4 missions or 8 sessions. Additional 1,800 yen per student will be charged as royalties for short-term courses covering more than 5 missions. We will ask the number of students on such courses to be reported at the end of the month and royalties to be paid in lump sum in the following month. You can also visit public schools to give lessons using TFE teaching materials. For the teaching materials, number of students and royalties, please discuss with us individually. These are the details of the franchise contract. The contract term is 1 or 1.5 years, depending on the plan, and a contract will be made for each school and for each course. Membership fee of 7,000 yen and a course contract fee of 3,000 yen will be charged in the second year onward as a renewal fee. Your trade area is 1 kilometer as a general rule. We ask you to pay the initial cost during the first month of contract and royalties from the following month by direct payment. The trade area is defined as the area around the school in which no new schools can be opened. Activities permitted outside the trade area are limited to promotional activities, such as distributing flyers at school gate, etc. Next, let us tell you the application procedure. To apply to become a franchisee, please fill the application form stored in the folder and submit to us by email. We have a separate document explaining the procedure from application to opening a class. If you're already running a school, it's possible to open a class as soon as in a week. We appreciate your understanding that your application will be reviewed before accepted. Now, we will introduce some frequently asked questions and answers. What is the recommended age? The majority is 3rd to 6th graders. However, our students range from 4 to 79-year-old. Courses directed at younger kids or teenagers are to be developed in the future. Is it okay if I have no programming experience? The actual lessons will be conducted by video lectures, so you can run a class as long as you're capable of operating PCs and supporting the students. Scratch, which is directed to kids, is easy enough for adults to understand with preparations. Do I need to hire an instructor? Your PCs will act as the instructor, so you don't need to hire an instructor. Just make sure that students are taken care of and the owners can concentrate on promoting their schools. How should I recruit students? We recommend making an effort without cost recruitment, such as distributing flyers at school gates, PR activities to local media, website and Facebook page, and directly recommending to friends and acquaintances. Can you send an instructor to run the experience session? We do not send instructors to experience sessions as we have member schools all over the country and we believe that the autonomy of each school is important. With Experience Session Kit, even those with no experience can run the session with confidence. What are the tips on getting sign-ups? The key is to be able to appeal to parents with your own words why programming education is important. However, lowering the hurdles to make it easy to sign up, such as offering set prices or 1-month trial, is also important. What is the procedure after becoming a member? We will ask you to submit the names, etc. of students in a predefined format to the front office. Once we receive the information, we will issue each student's login ID and password with which students can access the learning management system. What are the necessary equipment and its specs? To view the video lectures, the most recent version of Chrome is necessary. We can introduce distributors dealing with second-hand PCs and brand new tablets with necessary specs. Are there any courses other than Scratch? Materials for text-based programming such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, as well as STEAM teaching materials for digital creation are under development. Here are some reference materials. You can view members' voices and other related movies here. Here are some of the recent media appearance examples of our franchisees.